Okay, guys, my daughter's going crazy. So, every time she decides to have a new boyfriend or go back to the old one, she decides to call me. And, you know, I've lived with her 4 times, and she's called me and always in trouble. And she changes boyfriends like she does her underwear. And then she's going to go into court and tell him I'm bipolar when I've never even been diagnosed as being bipolar, by the way, and it's her. And she's bipolar herself, obviously, but she lied. She went into court and lied. Anyways, told him I broke a window and it was her, and the neighbors all know it was her. And then gonna lie about the neighbors, saying the neighbors, are poisoning her dog when she doesn't feed the dog. She leaves the dog uh, overnight, and she goes overnight and stays places overnight and leaves and it's a puppy. It's a puppy, and then she's gonna say that you know she kind of told him something that wasn't true. And the judge wouldn't even let me speak. And I was trying to tell him, and he thinks with his ass, the judge. I walked out. I didn't even wait for the restraining order. She puts a false restraining order on me and then says that I don't know what she's telling him. And yet, and she's telling him that I'm a bad grandma and it's her, the bad mother. And he doesn't really know, but they'll find out. They'll find out later on down the line. They'll find out. And I'm not missing nothing, because if something happens to the kids, I really don't want to be around, after seeing the way she is. But she changes her boat, the baby's, her youngest baby's dad he was shot by police. Okay. He was out there, and you talk about bipolar, that's schizophrenia, what he did, and he got put in, he's in a wheelchair because, he was out there screaming on Gardena Boulevard somewhere, I heard. And she's the one that told me everything, but she was going to court and everything with him, I guess. But he was shot by the police because he's an idiot. He was terrorist threatening people and trying to shoot people going down the street. So I'm schizophrenic. I mean, I'm bipolar, and she's diagnosing people, and she's never even worked in the medical field. And every place I've gone to, she had a different boyfriend, and dating married men, having babies by a married man. But I don't date married men, and I've never had children by anybody, married man. And she's making herself, and then she went in there, made it herself look like her family's really taking care of her. And they don't really know that she takes over. She's a takeover. And then she starts putting me down in there. I mean, just, and so that's kind of what the messages are. It's the things that she was saying against me. She dragged me into court for something ignorant. She's very ignorant. And, they'll find out. Like, people are saying, they're going to find her out. She's never worked in the medical field, and she's diagnosing herself and other people. So, she's a little out there. And nobody really comes to visit her. None of her friends, family, uh, cousins, or nobody. They don't go visit her. She's just out there. And she's very rude. She's very rude to her kids. And a lot of people know how she treats her kids. And so she missed her daughter, missing a lot of school. And she slapped her daughter. And I get tired of watching that. And then she cusses me out, and everybody knows. And a lot of people tell me, don't help her. Don't help her. Don't help her. because she's out there. She stole all my stuff, everything I own, and she changed the locks, and she's crazy. She's really crazy, and she charges at people. She's reckless. She wrecks everybody's car, her car. She just she acts like an 8-year old, you know. And she's had opportunity now. The first baby she had, the guy's married, and then I told him off because I thought they were together when she called me to first help with my granddaughter. She was she didn't tell me the truth that she was married, and then she's gonna talk me down, telling the judge, "Oh, she's homeless." Well, tell him the truth. Why I'm homeless every time? I mean, I came from a divorce, the second one, and so when I came home, it was just like that, and I couldn't trust anyone. And so that's why I stay in my car a lot. I just don't trust a lot of people because I've been burned. They steal all my things. As everyone knows, I had nice things, and you know, and so that's what they do. They steal. They're jealous. They don't buy things on their own. They want their boyfriends or whatever. I had to buy all my stuff. None of my boyfriends actually bought me things except for my jewelry. So she stole all my jewelry, even stuff that my mom got me, for my birthday, diamonds and earrings. And the judge didn't want to hear nothing. He was just shutting me down, like I disregarding me like I was a bad mom. And she really putting people out there. And then she put her brother real high, and her brother don't even really, he loves his sister, but I don't think nobody's gonna help her anymore. And so that's where all her help came from, her family. And, you know, she's got Anna. I'm going to be honest with you. She's got Anna in a home where there's a sex offender. The second baby's daddy's a sex offender. And I'm sorry, you want to put me out like that in court, it's going to be told. So he's a sodomizer. He sodomized someone. So, look that up. And so you talk about who's bipolar, they're gonna make her sick, my granddaughter. And so okay, you want to put her in that house, and he sodomized somebody, and the real father, that's not the father, that's the second child she has, is dad, the one that was out there terrorist threatening and had a gun and was shooting up in the air and threatening people. And so that's the thing. And he's crazy, and he's supposed to be from a gang called the Bloods, and and I'm really old school, so I didn't know what that meant. I was like, well, I thought that was a black black gang, but it's not. I assume it's not. I don't know, but he's from the Bloods, black gang or something like that, and he does send. He still gang bangs. He still has a lot of gang bangers and stuff. And this is why I stay away, because first of all, you need to tell the judge the truth. Nobody wants to stay with you with that kind of lifestyle and those kind of people around. And the first father, he's already prejudged me. He doesn't even know. He has nothing to, you know, and he's jealous. His mother, and he blames himself. The first one, she was telling me, blames himself because his mother committed suicide. So who's the freaking bipolar? And I'm not making fun of people with suicide because everybody knows, I have a son that's sick. And, but that's kind of it. She dragged me into court because she busted a window and I'm tired of her. And then she's telling me I don't work. Okay, well, if I don't work, how was I paid the rent 3 months ago when I was there, but she had no money. Okay, she's using everybody's money. She goes and has all these boyfriends, and then when she has to move, her dad comes up with $5,000 to help her, and it's all her family. It's all her family doing it. And then how can I work when you got two little ones, and you're out all night, and then you come home and you sleep all day? You don't feed your kids. You don't get up. They're not consistent. like her youngest son, he'll get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and say, "Grandma, I'm hungry," and I'll feed him. But anyways, she's doing drugs, and she was doing. We got one bathroom. There was one bathroom over there, and she's telling the courts that I had her daughter going to the bathroom in a coffee can, which it was the brewed coffee, the real tall ones, and it was empty, and she wouldn't get out of the bathroom, and her daughter was just holding her legs and jumping up and down. And what was I supposed to do? Think fast. If you're out there camping out, what are you going to use? And she's making it look like I'm making her daughter pee in it, like I'm doing something to her. But yet you're going to have her over there at a sex offender's house, okay? And it's not even her grandpa. It's not her family. And she's put her in the arms of that lady since she was newborn. And I didn't really start seeing my granddaughter and taking care of her because the lady didn't want to take care of her anymore, because she started crawling. The lady didn't want to get up. Same thing with her grandson. I took care of her grandson. Didn't even come around. They didn't even want to acknowledge my daughter when she was pregnant. And here's a $2.5 million. He sues the police department, and he has no reason doing that. Because he's wrong. He's in the wrong. He's with the gun, and then he's running, making it look like, and then gangster, they're going to think that you have somebody else with you, your gun. And so that's kind of what it is. She's in a foul lifestyle, and she's dragging people down in her germs. And so it doesn't bother me. I mean, she's doing it where she busted out a window. I called social workers for the second time because she's an idiot. And she slaps her daughter up all the time. And now she's lying about it. And everybody knows she's a bitch. My daughter is just vile, vile, vile. And so she's going to sit there. And then so the judge started getting smart with me. So, you know what? He's like, well, you want to answer this question? But what do I answer? I don't know what the hell to answer. She's going off a mile a minute. And you're telling her what's the question? Why she peed in the thing? Well, and then when I try to explain, he goes, well, just answer the question. What question? He was an ignorant ass himself. Okay. And excuse me, but we don't need male judges up there because he's kind of stupid thinking that he's ignorant. Putting people down like that, you don't do that, First of all, and then he asked what he did for a living, what you should ask her what she does for a living, At least my kids don't work, my boys don't work in strip clubs, And so she's a real foul mother, and everybody knows, and I'm sorry she is. She's a foul mother, and if the judge really wanted to you want to get real smart, Mr. Judge, you need to go back and look to see where I was working. Go check their school records. Go check. She's foul. That lady that she's leaving her with, her son lives there. She's an advocate for a sex offender. Her son's never left home. Lived with his mommy forever. And I don't stay in the house with my mommy, okay? And right now, I'm doing my own thing, and it's none of his business because there's no help for people that are not disabled. So obviously, I'm not bipolar, and I'm not disabled, okay? And this is the reason why I didn't get help. Some of us don't get help for housing or anything to get in during the COVID because it was only for chronic people, And she goes and lives off everyone, okay? And she's telling people I've had my own place. You haven't had your own place. Your first baby is the one that got you your place. Her dad and I are the ones that had our own place. If she gets a place, it don't last her. She blows it out in a year. And she parties too much. And she's like a little kid. She wants friends around her. She don't do nothing alone. She can't do anything alone with her kids. I would take my kids alone and do things when their father wasn't there. And most of the time he wasn't. I took them to school alone, and 3 of them. She can't get one kid to school on time. Almost every day, my granddaughter's late to school. So it's a family thing. So whenever I start going off and you guys don't figure shit out, it's something's going on. But anyways, she gets a restraining order on me for 5 years. I don't care. I don't care. And guess what? I don't want to babysit your children anyways, because if something happens, you have them in a sex offender home. Okay, that's what, and he sodomized someone. Who would put their daughter in that? You talk about bipolar, and that lady's not even her grandmother. Okay, and that was before King, the other kid was born. Okay, so don't talk to me about, and I hope she hears this. And I hope that judge, you take this in there. I don't care. This is over. And all she did was have me babysit and cuss me out in front of her friends. Anyways, she has Santana, and I'll say her name out there. She has Santana in my house ranking my shit. So going through our personal things, credit card statements, bills, and she has people we don't even know in there. And her first little girl's daughter, we don't even know him. He's never let us in his house, and he's a liar. Because he had me, when I came to help with Anna, both of them had me thinking they were together. Because she told him, this is how my mother is. You know, she's really strict about stuff, and I am. And that's the thing that she didn't tell, the judge. But anyway, she lied about everything, and my family knows how I am. I don't go around stealing from people. I don't steal from anybody. She made it look like I'm the thief, and she stole everything from me. She stole my everything. All my things were over there, and she made it look like I didn't live there. She's not even on the lease anymore. Now she'll be on the lease, but I guarantee you it's not going to last, because nobody's going to help her. And her car was, she locked her keys in her car. Nobody helps her. Here she got 2 baby daddies, and they try to come around and like they're doing something. They ain't doing nothing, because if you were, you would have had that car door open. And I could have did it, and I just waited, because I purposely waited to see if they were going to help, and they didn't. She runs to her dad every time, and they throw her out. Steve throws her out. Miles throws her out. Sorry, I'm going to put your names out there since you want to put me in court and drag me into court. And they throw her out. And she would be homeless if we didn't take her in and help her. And then and then she leaves people when they're, like, she takes me out of work. She's telling my mom don't work. No, bitch, you know what? She is so jealous of me. Everybody knows I worked in the medical field. She has no social security coming to her. She's jealous. She's never been married. And I've been married twice. Okay. And regardless if they last or not, these guys are willing to marry me. Nobody's willing. She's foul. She's foul. Guys ain't gonna marry a foul girl. Okay? I'm sorry. If you're foul in some way, and there's girls that don't want to get married. I get it, and I don't blame you. These guys out here are nothing, okay, to even look at. And I'm sorry. I don't mean to offend anybody, but I am upset right now. But uh, these girls are that are treating their parents like that. No wonder no guys are wanting to marry you. Back in the days, they'd come and get you and marry you. They didn't take you out of your house. These guys are taking them out of their house, getting them pregnant, and then running back to their wives, or running back to mama. And that's what they did. And that guy, Miles, he never lived on his own until he sued the city. The guy never lived on his own. So you talk about bipolar. She's got the judge believing all this. So guess what? Now you're on your own. And someday you're going to need your family, and they're going to turn their backs on you. And her dad's not going back there. He's not going back there. And I can guarantee you he's not going to keep paying her rent. He's been paying. We were going to take over the unit. She was out partying for 3 months and got pregnant again. Okay. And then you want to put stuff out there. Okay. And you want to call me, and she was lying about everything. And then, so basically she was doing drugs. We'll go back. She was doing drugs in the bathroom, talking on the phone like she always does, ignores her kids. Okay, all her friends do is steal. They come over and steal. Santana has stole my hair straightener from the other house that she lived in. on Osage. And Santana's a thief. Santana, I hope you're listening to this because you're a big thief. And karma's coming for you. And that, by the way, that's Sabrina Hart's cousin. She's on a mission to rip us off because her cousin's a hoe. Okay? And she got ran out of Lawndale. And I won't say who did it, but she got ran out of Lawndale from what I heard. Sabrina. And she's a streetwalker. She was up in Inglewood and all over, putting my nephew's name out there. Hey, my nephew's gonna. My nephew told her his homies, you know what? I don't even know her. Do what you got to do with her, and she hates him because of that, because he didn't back her up. But she's going into a neighborhood and putting people's names out there and doing stuff like they're gonna do something for her. Nobody's gonna do nothing for a streetwalker. You're out there hooking it, leaving your babies in the hospital. You talk about bipolar. She brings people, and then the girl's son is bipolar, Santana. He's like schizophrenic. He's really not okay. And I have a son like that. I get it, but don't go putting people out there when they worked more than you. I've worked longer than her. I may not be working now because look at the situation. I mean, you can't get her to be on a straight note for 2 minutes. And she's changed it. She'll tell the kids she's going to do this with them, and while she's in bed with somebody, oh, honey, I'm going to go. And then all of a sudden she comes home and she's whooping their ass. And then she was telling me before I wouldn't let Anna call her. No, I'm not going to let her call you when you're in bed with Charlie. Okay? And that's what it was. Okay, you're in bed with Charlie. You lie to him and tell him you're coming home, and you never come home. And then one day, she didn't tell him this. I lost my job because I went back to work. Every time I try to go back to work, she gets mad. Okay, so I worked 2 days on this one job, and she's didn't come home. Okay, she doesn't tell the judge that. She doesn't come home at night. She refused to come home. And then she tells me, go leave Anna. Leave her and go to work and don't worry about it. And you do what I say. I'll be home in 2 minutes. She wasn't home for 2.5 hours. Telling me to leave her daughter alone. Okay? And so she's just out there. Okay? I don't care about her. She's done her family wrong. She's schizophrenic. She needs help. Those kids need help now because what she's putting me, but she's got them in a sex pen. The grandma over there wants Anna over there. And you know what the lady does? Oh, and his name is Marshall. Okay. She's, oh, Marshall's going to be home. We're going to have him put up a tent. Why can't you put up the tent? I can paint. I can do things. I got up on the roof and did things. Lady, why do you need him around your... She throws him. It's like she's feeding her daughter to him. That's what it looks like to me. And his own son don't like him and won't go over there, and they don't get along. So why would you even let my granddaughter go over there? And what kind of father is Steve to allow his daughter to even go in a house like that? Okay, the guy's a punk. Who's going to stand by and watch his daughter go in a house like that? Okay, regardless. And so she's out there. She doesn't want people to know really the situation, what's going on. But one day it's going to come at her. And she stole everything, my entire life, my birth certificates, everything, all paperwork, identity theft. And then she got burned. Who tell me who in the right mind? She had a friend she met, and she calls her Auntie Chelsea, and that's not even her aunt. Anna's aunt, my granddaughter's aunt. It's not her aunt, and she's going over there, and I don't care. She says you stay, 100 feet away. Well, keep your business away from your kids. Keep that 100 feet away. But she meets a girl, doesn't even know her, and the girl's a scammer. And I told her, this girl's a scammer. I don't like her. And she scammed her for $9,000. She's bitter. Who's going to walk into the bank? And then her friend don't go with her. She sends a guy in the bank, African American guy with her, and they got it on video there. They were investigating her because she said the guy went in there. What are you going to do with the money? She didn't have any money to clear it. 9,000, but because the baby's dad always puts money in there. I mean, not the baby's. My granddaughter's dad. The baby's and the younger guy, the one that got 2.5 million. He don't even support him. It was her dad and I, my 24-hour care. So how can I work when we're watching your kids for 24 hours? If you can't watch your own kids for 24 hours, what do you think I can? And then she's putting me down. She doesn't let no one work. And then she wants to put you down. And then she said she takes me in. No, you don't take me in. I raised you. Okay, I put braces on your teeth while all the mothers were getting breast implants. Okay, I helped buy you a car, and my second husband paid it off for you. That's what you don't tell me. And then Steve was driving it, and you put you in a small car. Don't go in there and talk about me, okay? Because you're talking to the wrong person. And, you know, some families will help you, and some won't. And they're controlling about it. And I don't like controlling people. Okay, so I work 2 days, and she gets mad. And that's how people are. You work from you like, hey, I'll pay you rent, whatever. But you're on a job 2-3 days and they're already counting your money and they already have money. This is people here too. And they start counting your money and they get mad. That's mental illness. And so when you're born into a family with mental illness, you just say, I stay back. Okay. Because, and so people don't know why. Okay, so don't be advocates for homeless people if you're going to be talking down your own family. You're not really an advocate, and the system's not really an advocate if you're going to look at people like that. But that judge was an idiot because he doesn't know nothing. They go by what's on the paper, and did you file? Screw all that. Did you look at the social worker paper from before? None of my babies were born on influence of anything, and not to put anybody down, but they weren't. None of them. And my mother didn't have to go get any of my kids from the hospital like a lot of people. And I can throw a lot of names out there. So don't look at me all down. What y'all are, these people are jealous. They're jealous. And don't call your last name Hart because you ain't a Hart. You ain't the first ones. You were in there by marriage and you don't even know anything. And the Harts had it down. We didn't run from people like you do and hide and do wicked little things. You're nobody. And then so they're trying to act like they're somebody. And they're not. They're not. And that judge was an idiot. I don't care. It's my opinion. I can say it. Free country. And he's just an idiot. All they do is try to... And he prejudged me because the things that she was saying. And I had my paperwork and everything, and he would answer the question, and every time I would open my mouth to answer the question, he'd shut me up. He's an ignorant ass, okay? He's an ignorant ass, and so anyway, I didn't wait for the paperwork. I walked out. I don't need that shit. Don't come over here. I'm not going over there, and then she starts putting the neighbors down, and... All the neighbor was doing was feeding her dog because I asked her to. I said, check on the dog. She don't feed it. She don't feed her dog. She leaves it out there. She doesn't buy it food. If it don't have food, she'll let it sit for a whole day. Oh, well, and that's how she is. And she's foul. I'm sorry. She's very foul. And, not even my son that has problems is foul like her. Like that. And so we all helped her. I helped her more than anybody raise those kids. I helped her more than the lady. Buying toys isn't nothing. Watching my granddaughter till she's 4 months, and she wasn't doing her right. She's got her in her son's arms, the one that's a sex offender, because nobody else wants him around their kids. And the lady's a sick lady herself. She threatened me when she was going through a custody battle with her son. She came to the door and threatened me, and it was in litigation, and they're ignorant. And so who's bipolar? Okay, first of all, when something's in litigation, you do not go to their house. The lady comes to the house, and I asked her, did you call my daughter? No. Okay, well, this is in litigation, and so I can't, because I had the kids. The lady threatened me and told me to watch my back, that she was going to fuck me up, and I just slammed the door on her, okay? I slammed the door on her, but my daughter is training her kids to lie, and it's really sad that she's training them to begin. That's schizophrenia. She's going to train them to have that, but it's okay. All right, so my granddaughter's very lazy. She don't want to get up in the morning because she takes her over there, and they let her stay up till midnight on school nights, midnight, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, and no lie, there's no bed hours, and so you're caught up in your own system. So go ahead and say, but a lot of people know how I am. I don't play. I'm straightforward, and everybody knows I worked. When my kids were little, all the way up until I worked. So you may not see me working now because you have people held back, and because families are shady. They don't want to really help you, and you work 2 days and already they're counting your money, and they already have a house, and so that's what it's all about. So she's crazy. She's crazy, and the first baby daddy's crazy because supposedly he felt it to blame that his mother committed suicide. And I can see he's a pushy person, and he's, calls himself a business person, but he don't have a real business. And, he uses his little sign, that little Uber sign, as a decoy. Okay. He had a medical marijuana business. Okay. And that's how she met him. Okay. And then she goes from that to downhill, goes right into the dirt, and messes around with the other little babies. And he's a thug, gangster. Don't come at me and act like, oh, your mother's dead. So, people want to make you look like that, but you know what, you're all, to the baby daddies, you're all sick, and I don't want to be around, because when shit happens, you did me a favor, because when shit happens, I'm not going to be around, and all that's going to come back, and I'm going to be told you so, and I don't want to be around it. So, anyways, the reason why your child had to sit in there, because she was in there doing wax and speed that Miles was giving her. Miles has her on speed, bad. He's got her speedballing or something over there, because all of a sudden, she started going crazy, and she would stay in the bathroom, and she's hearing noises, and she's thinking things are in the walls, and she's calling the police on herself. She calls the police. It's in police reports. She's calling the police and telling them that she's hearing noises and somebody's on the roof. Well, I went up to the roof and I cut the tree down. Okay, so all I'm doing is painting, and everybody knows. And I'm painting the house. I'm painting spots, and all she's doing is going out and coming home and saying she hears noises. Well, you're paranoid. If I had 3, 4, or 5 dudes in my life, I'd be paranoid too. So she's crazy. And so, my daughter was treated very well. Very well. I put braces on her mouth. She had a roof over her head. And by the way, Sabrina was knocking at her window, on my window, and this is how crazy I am and bipolar I am. I'm laying down in bed, and so Sabrina is knocking at her window. She's over the age of 18, and she's knocking, trying to get my daughter out of the house. She's still in school, underage, and she's knocking on the window, trying to get her out of the bedroom window. Okay, so this is why I don't like her friends. They're all foul, and they're all ignorant, and they're users. All they do is come to steal, and then you're not going to blame me. And then she stole everything, everything I had. All my tools she gave to her. I bought over $1,200 worth of tools. In fact, she gave them to Art, between him and that. And it stole my laptop when she lived in L.A. Stole my laptop. Okay, that had more memory on it than she's jealous. She's jealous. And then so I have all these receipts. I bought a printer and all this stuff, and the judge don't even want to hear it. I'm like, okay, I get it. I don't want to go over there, but I need my shit. You know, and then he's looking, fuck that motherfucker. Okay, fuck you, motherfucker. I hope you're listening. You just allowed somebody to get away with thieving, and she kept everything, and she has paperwork she shouldn't even have. She's got my business license over there, and she's like a little Rhoda. Picture mommy dead. I'm not even dead yet, and you're fucking taking shit. You know what? You're never gonna get anything. You're never gonna collect anything on me. It's like she's trying to kill me so she don't have to work so she can collect my social security. And that's what these, no, fuck you, bitch. You need to go somewhere else with your shit. And you don't treat your mother like that. You never treat your mother like that. Don't fucking treat your mother like that. And your father, and she chases her dad out. All she comes is for money. So every time she moves from a place, my ex-husband Ramon does it. She moved from LA, and Steve's acting like he's doing it. No, her dad gives her $5,000. Well, that's going to end. That's all going to end, because what, you think you're going to rank him? You think he's going to live with his son and take care of you? Because you ain't taking care of him. And then she's saying her dad's sick. And then she was telling him that her brother takes care of her, is helping take care of her. Her brother don't take care of her. He's tired of her. He's got his own problems. He takes care of his own children. And and she tries to put anchors on people. Don't go out and have kids. Look, if I was bipolar, I was 18 when I got pregnant with my first son. I was 19 when I had him. And I waited 7 years to have another one. That's how bipolar I am, okay? I don't trust men. Okay, I'm not going to go jump and go, oh, you want to have a baby? Okay, let's go have a baby. You know, you don't have a baby after they leave you alone. That's a red flag right there. So you know what, Mr. Judge, you got it all wrong. You don't even know. You act like you fucking raised my kids. You act like you were fucking raising. I don't give a fuck what is it called? That thing that you hold up there, that little click, click, click. It's done. No, I'm done with this shit. I'm done with your court system shit. It's all fucked. You can all suck my dick. I don't care. Because I got more of a dick than all of you guys. Let's see your fucking wife sit out here. Okay? And be treated like this. So you don't really know, and there's no bipolar. Okay? I don't have it. I worked in the medical field a lot longer than you. I don't care what you have on a stick up on your desk. You don't tell me what to do. I don't have to sit there. I don't need a copy of your shit. I don't go over there. And then you're going to ask, I went to get because her dog busted up my glasses. Going to say, did you go in the house? Yeah, I had keys. She's telling me I changed the locks. She did. She's fucking bipolar. Anyways, family, if she come, don't fucking open your door. Because she going to fuck you up real bad. And she's going to fucking probably come in there and steal everything you have. Okay? And so don't open your doors to her, and let her go to the fathers and do that. Because you know what? She stepped on her last bridge. She's a bridge faller. She's the type that burns you out, and everybody knows. Everybody knows she does that shit. And she burned me for everything. Who's going to go steal from their mother? That's why I was posting that picture mommy dead and all that. That's her. That's her. That's her ranking mad because she ain't had shit. She works in strip clubs, and that's where she came from. That's her lifestyle. And I don't know where she gets that shit from. It's all her friends, her fouled up friends, and all her boyfriends you hate my guts, because I tell them. I try to keep them away from my grandkids, so I'm a bad grandma, okay? And it's like, I tell them, don't come around here. Meet her over there if you're going to go. Don't come back here. Don't embarrass the household. You're not the father. And then she cusses me out for guys that are never going to freaking be around the kids and do shit. So it's okay. Go do what you got to do. So anyways, that's what that was fucking about. And so, fuck them. And I can say that. And I'm tired of this bullshit. Don't bring your bullshit around and cause your mother to get upset and then call me bipolar, okay? Because this is why people run from you and don't help you. And I'm going to tell you, no, none of my family or none of your cousins are going to open up the door for you. And I'm going to tell you, if that fucking bitch, Surratt's over there, they open up the door for you, it's only to burn you and fucking beat your ass. Because that's what they do over there. But they need to fucking beat Santana's ass for fucking coming and ripping me off. But time's coming for you, and it ain't gonna be me. Because you're foul and nobody wants you. And then Santana, she's got a girl over there talking about Steve, saying that Steve was going to cut Anna off and she was only going to get 500, and it goes from a lot of money a month, and all of a sudden Anna gets cut off, and then it's weird, she has another kid, and all of a sudden her kid, she ain't never got hardly but $150, $300 for her one kid, and all of a sudden she's getting amount. She's making it look like you know what that looks like? That's Steve's kid. Okay, she made it look like she had a kid from you, Steve. And so I hope you all fucking listening, because you're crazy to let your daughter go in there. And you told me, and you said, Grandma, right there in 190th, watch over Anna. Watch over my daughter. And I did. And you guys are all defiling it. And you going into a house while your wife's at home. Okay? And then spending the night and her telling you that she's scared. She's scared because she's bringing... And then she brings Steve back, and then Miles. And if anything, it's Miles doing shit. You know? It's him doing shit. Doing stuff. So, but I've been a good grandma. She burned me. Ripped me off. And why would I care when she tells me that your mother committed suicide? Okay? Don't go there with me. Okay? Don't go there. Because even my mom that had raised 4 boys and crazy-ass boys ain't committing suicide. Okay? So, somebody's doing something and you're around some weird-ass shit, you know, and to go in there and talk about me. But I'm going to tell you guys, she's a fucking bitch. And I don't care. I'm done with her. I love my daughter. I did everything. Even my boys used to say, you do more for her than you ever do. And that's a Rhoda. You're doing stuff for her and she wants everything. She's a greedy little person. And I don't know. Maybe she got that from her dad. That's not for me. I'm not greedy. I had to work for all my shit. I don't sit back and watch people work and watch husband. I would never watch a husband work his ass off with kids and then me sit there as a woman like a retard at home and think we cooked too. I cleaned and cooked and did yard work. I did stuff he wouldn't do. And did the laundry. And did stuff. And worked. And took him to school. Okay? And went to school. I kept taking classes to school. Okay? And I don't need Grandpa to come over and help take care of nobody. Okay? And nobody's... You know, these kids nowadays, to me, you don't deserve anyone. Okay? And so, I'm sitting here. I'm almost ready to retire. So don't start talking to me like about a bum. And Mr. Judge, you don't even know shit. You need to go home and take care of your own family and stop following people around and listening to people like a nosy motherfucker. And no wonder fucking people don't, like courts and shit. Keep me out of your shit. I don't want to be in it. Okay? Because you're all foul and it's all stupid. And you don't really know the whole story. Okay? And so she's back to the point, people. That bitch is fucking out there. And I don't care. And nobody's touching her. She's burning everybody. Wrecked my fucking truck. Wrecked her car. And she's getting away with shit. Driving home with wrecked up cars. Who you hitting? Maybe she hit somebody that didn't have insurance and didn't care. But I sure in the hell care. Didn't fix my car right. And so anyways, she's a burnt out nobody. That's all. She's burnt out. And she did it to herself. And like I said, I was 18 when I had somebody, had my kid. Got pregnant and 19 when I had it. And everybody knows I used to ride my bike with him, walk. And, even I've had people tell me, I saw you in the rain with your kid. I don't sit around. That girl, she can't go anywhere alone. She can't go not one you don't see her walking down the street with her kids by herself. I walked all over. Everybody knows. I skated all over by myself. Okay? You don't see her still now. I don't care who likes me or who don't, what neighborhood I'm in. I'll walk. Everybody walks. She won't walk alone. She won't go nowhere alone. If she takes her kids, she got to take a dude with her, and it's somebody the kids don't know. She's with different dudes, different friends. All she got is dude friends. And one friend, a sorry ass Santana, and her father's rolling from fucking Lawndale. You want to go, you want to put the shit out there? You want to look at my family like they're okay? But nobody, and you know, fuck you. Fuck you, bitch. And, you know, that screwed what you did. And I'm telling you, Santana burned me when she was moving from there, started stealing my straight iron. She stole my straight iron. Pay a lot of money for that shit, over $100. And they don't know shit. She's a thief and nobody trusts her. Okay? And that's where we're going with that. And family don't even want you around, according to what you're telling me. You go to parties and act like a hoe in front of your family members. You know, act right. Okay, I know I talk and I'm real harsh when I talk and everything, but I have 4 brothers and y'all know I had a hard life. She talks about like she had a hard life. She don't know what a hard life is. Okay, my mother had a hard life. Okay, and you didn't see her hoeing around and bringing a bunch of dudes in the house. And then she wants to tell people our business. Put us out there, and all it is to make people feel sorry for her. She don't want to work. She makes people feel sorry. Oh, my family. No, you need to get off your lazy ass and work and stop putting your kids on things and learn to hustle. You don't know how to hustle. Hustle isn't going to a strip club or to a party that you're doing an event with and drinking with the people. That's not hustle. Okay, hustle is being straight-minded, working in the medical field or working in every job she has, she gets fired. Okay, mine lately had to quit because of her. Okay, and it's hard staying in your car and freaking working. Okay, I didn't have the, I had a home before in a long time. Okay, you want to go back and look at her, you know, and she's jealous. She's trying to burn everything and burn up everything so nobody knows, but IRS already knows. Okay, it's already in there. IRS is it once we filed. She's in there letting people see our paperwork. People still have mail going there, bank statements and all that. And she's bringing dudes that are freaking out there and we don't even know who they are. Bringing girls in there who are snakes, who are stealing, who are ripping her off for $9,000. Who would go in a bank and sign over and have them just cash the check, telling the bank to do that, and then hand it to the guy? And then start crying when the bank calls. We're stupid. You should have told him, yeah, I'll cash that check. But I'm going to hold it, and for a few days, I'm going to ask him how long it'll know. And she hands the freaking guy the check, and he takes off and burns her for $9,000. Who would do that? Who would do that? This is what you need to let people talk about in court. Who would do that? That's why she's going crazy and accusing people, because she's making a lot of mistakes, and she's trying to cover over her mistakes. And that's what it's all about. Who the hell? You think I'm going to freaking cash a check? I tell that nigga, yeah, I'm going to cash a check. But guess what? You going to wait for it. So you give me the check, get your ass out of here, and I'll cash it. And if it don't go through, I'm going to put it right back in the system. It's going right back. That's what's going to happen. You ain't getting nothing. You ain't walking away with nothing. She's stupid. She's stupid. And that's the kind of shit she's doing. And then she comes home like a little kid. That's why I was saying like a little 8th grader. And, oh, Daddy, I made a mistake. Daddy, Mommy, I'm sorry. And she said she was sorry. She was never going to do this and listen to another guy. And then she allows people to threaten her mother, brings guys home. And she's bringing people around that are threatening, and they're like disgusting. And you don't know who they are, and they're following you. Who would follow your mother around? That's fucking more than bipolar. That's psycho. Who would follow your mother around to look and throw trash out the window? You need to go home. Miles never had shit until he sued the city. When he came home from jail, he was on GR. He's lived with his grandma. Everybody knows. You're a laugh. He's a laugh. His dad, who's a sex offender, still lives at home with his mother. Can't collect nothing because he has to work under the table. And half the stuff they do, they burn. They go out burn the neighborhood. They're thieves. Everybody know. Run their record. Run his record and run mine. What did I get? Slap some old bitch that tried to freaking jump me in a bathroom? I don't give a fuck how old she is. Don't slap me. I don't care how young you are. Don't slap me. And nobody's slapping you. Nobody's hitting you up like that. Don't hit people up like that. And that's what happened in a DUI. Come on. Hello. Hello, Mr. Judge. And then they try to put things on. They're fucking ignorant. They're dumb. This system is dumb, and that's why it's falling through. And guess what? When we were born in the 60s, we got stronger than these kids now. Stronger minded. And I am like a judge. I can judge my children. Okay? I'm the one that's over them, not you, Mr. Judge. I don't give a fuck about your system. You don't live in my house. You don't know what went wrong. Go look at my kids' school records. Better than yours. And I'm not talking about the judge. I'm talking about hers. Better than hers. Better than her boyfriends. Don't go there with me, please. Please don't go there. Okay? Because you're not guilty by association, okay? She never learned nothing from her parents but to be lazy, okay? And her brothers were right. She's lazy. Both of them said it. Even my son, who's locked up right now, it freaking works. And he's in a mental institution, okay? And he's getting ready to come home. And he knows what he has to do. He knows he has to go through a program and everything. Even him has better sense than her. Okay, and he even acts right. He don't act like her, like a loose person. He's very serious. And mental illness. And I know about mental illness. And trust me, my son's about to come home. And we can't have you around him acting like that. And she barks like a dog. She walks at you. And then she brings God.